I have to say, I have pretty great parents. I was very fortunate enough to be born into a nice family, and thanks to my parents, I have had the privilege of being able to set foot all over the world. So today I thought it would be a good idea to talk about one of the countries that stuck out to me the most out of all, and that has to be the beautiful country of Japan. So Japan was great. For the first about 40% of the trip, we stayed in Tokyo. And everywhere you looked, it was like you were in some sort of otherworldly fantasy land with all of the huge neon signs, writing, and skyscraper-like buildings. So the hotel that we stayed at was called Century Southern Tower. It was a nice place to sleep in with a bonus view of the station that we were going to be staying at. And it also delivered us Japanese newspapers in the morning, which I would then proceed to hog for myself, even though I had no idea how to read them. Every morning when we woke up and got ready to go out to some Japanese tourist attraction, we would always stop outside of this cool little convenience store called Family Mart and just buy a bunch of sushi, drinks, and other edible Japanese confectionaries, and that would have been our breakfast for the day. For transport, we didn't exactly have a car of some sort, so half of the time we would either be walking or riding the metro. One time we were all rushing for the metro so that we could all get on to go to some place, and before we went, us kids decided that we were hungry and demanded breakfast. My parents, however, told us that we sadly couldn't buy breakfast or else we would be really late into getting onto our train. No big deal, the next train would only arrive in about 20 minutes, but my parents decided that enough time was already wasted. So we quickly bolted into Family Mart, grabbed all the stuff we could get, paid for it, and quickly bolted to our station, only to find that our train was already jam-packed. But of course, Dad was getting antsy with timekeeping, so he grabbed my littlest brother by the arm and they both dashed into the train just before the door closed, leaving behind my mom, me, and my other brother. Papa betrayed us. I remember we all just sat on a bench eating, just hoping that Dad would luckily be able to find his way back to us. And yeah, he eventually did manage to find his way back. If I recall, we all just shrugged off the whole experience, even if we did almost waste 20 minutes of our precious time. But hey, accidents happen. Throughout our magical journey, we ventured to some of Japan's most famous landmarks, which included Tokyo Tower, Nara, and Asakusa. Side note, deers in Nara can be brutal. My brother tried to stroke one once and he ended up getting headbutted. But as a proud weeb, the place that I was the most fantasized by was Akihabara. I'm not sure why, but whenever my parents take us to some cool anime territory, I always find myself a bit like a wandering sheep. Okay everyone, remember, we all gotta stick together in case we somehow manage to split apart. Now there should be no problems, and where did Danish go? I won't say much, but I will say that they had a pretty huge card collection, and if you do want to see what Akihabara was like, check out my papa's channel in the link below. I love you, Dad. We also went to check out the statue for the dog that waited for his passed away owner, Hachiko, time-lapsed the mad but mesmerizing street that was Shibuya Crossing, which I strangely somehow managed to fall asleep at looking like I was drunk on a counter without realizing. Went to all sorts of parks that had countless blooming cherry blossoms that me and my brothers tried to collect to bring back to the UK, but they all just withered away in our pocket. The Nakano Broadway that had the giant, 12 swirl ice creams and levels worth of anime junk, and creepy dolls that inhabited the top floor of the building. Anyway, we just bought more cards, robots, got to walk around for a bit, and had a quick bite at McDonald's. Moving on to the next 40% of the trip, we stayed in Kyoto. Kyoto is great for the most part. We stayed in an amazing hotel that was half modern and half traditional style, meaning that we could get a feel of what it would be like to live in both the past and the present in Japan. And just like Tokyo, there was a Family Mart just around the corner where we bought more snacks and food. So places, we didn't just stay in Kyoto, we went to places that were close to it. So we went to check out Hiroshima where the atomic bomb blew up during World War II, Mount Fuji which was absolutely a sight for sore eyes. We had to climb a few hundred steps with ice cream in hand in order to be rewarded with the fabulous view. Nishigi Market, where we bought some delicious teriyaki and took multiple pictures, and of course, we had to check out the nearby Pokemon Center. If anything, I think I overspent a bit too much when I tried to grab socks and plushies, but it was magical nonetheless. The things I did end up buying myself, however, were a plushie, a pen, instant noodles for my friend, socks, cards, and we even got the Alola region plastic bag. I have no idea why I liked it, but if it's from Japan, say no more. And one place that I forgot to mention was Kintaikyo Bridge. Hey Daddy-Os, if you've never lived an actual childhood, then come on down to Kintaikyo Bridge. We've got over 100 flavors of ice cream, including Cherry Blossom. We also have this cool looking bridge with an entire riverbank underneath it, so if you're looking for some fun, then come on down today. Just kidding, not sponsored. But yeah, Kintaikyo Bridge was definitely a place where I felt most like a child, playing at the riverbank with ice cream in your hand and hanging out with your bros. Going back to Tokyo, I'm wanting to keep this video short so it doesn't stretch out for too long. But when we went back to Tokyo and back to our old hotel, we decided to check out the area before finally going back to the UK. And I bought this cool little Mimikyu Pokemon hat that I thought was really great, and my brother bought a Pikachu Pokemon hat with a hat on it. So in the end, did I have a good time in Japan? Yes. Will I definitely come back? Possibly. Did I learn new things throughout my journey? Yes. And should you come to Japan and maybe buy a Pokemon hat? To that, I say, your move. Hello everyone, it's good to see you. You made it to the end of the video. Yay! Give a big clap for you guys. Sorry, I'm waving this thing about. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching the video. Arigato gozaimasu. That's thank you in Japanese if you guys didn't know. It really means a lot that you guys watched this video. Animating this thing was definitely a huge puzzle, but I think I managed to put in a lot of effort and made it worth it in the end. I also thought that Japan was pretty fun. Sorry if I'm saying a lot. It's just because I don't really do these things, and this is really a first time improvising on the spot while doing these animations. Well, this is getting awkward. Okay, I think I have an idea. I thought of a pretty new catchphrase to go on with my little animator guy. So you know how, like, my guy, it says a pretty certain word on his shirt. It says noted. The origin of that was supposed to be of music, because, you know, it's Mad Music Animations. So here's a new catchphrase. Stay noted. See ya.